7 chakras, 7 postures. This video is going to be a little different. We're going to go in the studio today. Now, some say there are 8 chakras. There's an ethereal chakra. Some say there's a chakra in each hand, a chakra in each foot. But there are 7 commonly known chakras or cerebral spinal centers. That's what we're going to do. We're going to balance. Each posture is going to balance each chakra. And we're going to raise some Kundalini Shakti. So in this video, I've chosen one posture to balance each one of the 7 chakras. This is our first time we're meeting. My name is Jimmy Barkan. Been practicing yoga since 1980. Certified in 1981 by Ghosh's College of India in Calcutta. Been practicing Kriya Yoga since 1983. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video, and share it with your friends. So now in yoga, understanding the chakras is a little different than the Western concept, because the first 6, there's a front and back. So the first chakra is the back and the front of the coccyx. The second chakra, the back is the sacrum, the front is the genitals. The third chakra, the back is the lumbar vertebrae, the front is the solar plexus. The fourth, the back is the thoracic vertebra or the dorsal vertebra, and the heart. The fifth, the cervical vertebra in the throat. The sixth is interesting. It's the back is the medulla oblongata. So it's located both in the spine and in the brain. And the front's the third eye. And that's where the yogis say we connect and transmit into the cosmic consciousness. And the only chakra that doesn't have a front and the back is the crown chakra at the very top, right here. So when the chakras begin to balance, the energy is free to flow up the spine, and that's how we're able to raise the Kundalini Shakti. Now, each chakra has a color that's associated to it. Now, in the West, they start with the color red, and they go up the rainbow scale. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, and so on. In India, it's a little different. They start with the color yellow, but I'm going to keep it in the rainbow color because it's just easier to remember and easier to represent. So now as we head over to the studio, this is going to be a little different. I've chosen 7 postures to balance each one of these 7 chakras. So I want you to do the flow with us. So as we're doing each posture, I want you to think, because the chakra means wheel. So I want you to think, as we get to the first chakra, there's a wheel right at that particular physical area that's beginning to turn into balance. As we go to the second chakra, from red to orange, once again, there's an orange wheel that's turning into balance. So I want you to get not so much focusing on the alignment, not so much focusing on the technical or the technicality of the pose, but into the experience. This is a whole experiential process. So let's head over into the studio and let's begin. So Wendy starts in Samastitihi, and to balance the first chakra, crescent pose. Her right foot steps out to front, arms overhead, lowering down to where the right thigh is parallel, straightening the back leg. More advanced, if your thigh is parallel, interlace the fingers, head back, and push off your toes to a crescent back bend. Come up and rotate to the other side. Either stay forward, lowering the thigh parallel, or interlacing the fingers, head back, push off your toes, crescent back bend. And then come up, right foot to left, arms by your side. Samastitihi. To balance the second chakra, come to the middle of the mat. For eagle pose, Garudasana, arms overhead, right arm under the left arm, flat hands, thumbs toward the face. Sit or squat, softening the hips and knees. Right leg over the left leg. You're going to wrap it around the other side of the calf muscle until you hook the foot around the other side. Hips and shoulders are square. Abdominals in, lifting up through those lower bandhas, upper body back. Let's change and go to the other side. Left arm under. Sit or squat. Left leg over. If you can't get the foot behind you, balance. Slowly working the foot around. Once the foot hooks, top knee to the center, upper body back, squeezing again the lower bandhas, lifting from the heart, and release back to samastitihi. To balance the third chakra, the solar plexus and lumbar, come to the top of the mat. For standing, separate leg, head to knee, arms overhead, interlace fingers, index finger released. Step out 3.5 feet, turn to the right, lift up through the Uddiyana Bandha as we lift up through the solar plexus, chin to the chest, and curl down, touching your head to the knee. Separate your hands on the floor if you need. The back foot's 45 degrees and focus on this wheel, turning into balance. Palms together, inhale, slowly come up. Rotate around to the left. Once again, lifting from the Mula Uddiyana Bandha, and now we add the Jalandhara, throat chin lock, chin to the chest, curl down, head to knee. So separate your hands if the knee's bending. Make contact with the forehead on the knee and find the experience of connecting and balancing through this chakra. Through the exhaling breath, open up your consciousness. If the leg is straight, you can bring your palms together in front of the foot. Hold the core, deep breath in, and slowly round up. Face back to the right. Arms by your side, step it back. Finished. Balancing the fourth chakra, the heart chakra. You're going to kneel down on your mat for camel pose, Ustrasana. Knees and feet apart, hip width distance. Hands on your hips. Scoop the tailbone, lift the chest, head back, and reach right back for your right heel, left heel. Push the shins into the floor, open the chest. Feel the back bend and the heart chakra opening. We also call this Anusara, to open your heart to the divine will of grace. Hands back to your hips. Sit back on your heels. Moving to the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. Rabbit pose, Sasang Asana. If you have a towel, wrap it over the back of your heels. Grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside. Curl in. Forward to the knees, top of the head on the floor. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Roll forward like a wheel until your arms are straight. If your forehead's not touching your heels, walk your knees one by one. Very light pressure on your head. Heels together. Hold. As we feel the chin to the chest and the throat chakra opening. And slowly come up. To a seated position. The sixth chakra, the third eye chakra. Half tortoise, Ardha Kurmasana. Sitting on your heels, arms overhead. Hips and heels touching. You're going to exhale and slowly work your way down. Touching your little fingers, forehead. Hips back onto the heels. To modify, you can bring your hands back behind you for peaceful warrior. Keeping the third eye onto the mat. Breathe into that chakra. Bring your arms back in front of you, palms together. Hips and heels touching. Slowly round up. Arms by your side. In Vajrasana. To balance the seventh chakra, the crown chakra, we're going to sit at the middle of the mat. Bring your right heel in underneath, right in front of your center line. Bring your left heel not on top of, but in front of the left heel. Bring your hands out to the side, thumb and index finger touching, eyes closed as you shift your gaze to the third eye. Siddhasana, or perfection powerful pose. The pose that Goraksha, the founder of Hatha Yoga, considered to be the most important pose to visualize the Shakti energy rising up the center channel. It coils around each spinal center and each chakra, and eventually to the third eye, and eventually to the crown chakra. So in this pose, we'll visualize that extraordinary serpent feminine energy shooting up the center channel of the Sushumna and eventually out of the crown chakra. And as we find this perfection Siddhasana pose, we find a balance and a healing to all seven chakras at once. Let's visualize the breath starting at the root chakra, and as you inhale, it rises up to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, and eventually out the seventh chakra, where we find our connection to the universe, our connection to whatever God means to us. And on the exhale, it flows back down in a reverse spiral, all the way back to the root chakra. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And as the sixth chakra below the seventh begin to balance and align, they all revolve around the seventh chakra to find perfect balance and harmony. To start our day, to finish our day. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us today in this video. I know it was a little different concept than we have done in the past. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments, because I'll continue to make more of these videos. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that little notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, which is once a week. And I thank you for joining me, and we'll see you at the next video.